This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Boulder, Colorado. We are here with MFB Fertility. Since 2016, they have been empowering women with knowledge regarding their reproductive lives with the first and only FDA-approved ovulation confirmation test. I am here with the owner, founder, CEO, scientist. Thanks so much for joining us here today. Let's start off a little bit about yourself. Many of the entrepreneurs that I sit down with, their company reflects many times a personal journey that they took. This is definitely the case for you. Basically, you set out with a PhD in pharmacology.
That's correct.
And basically decided to take your experience and help other women out there. Share with me a little bit how this got started for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for having me on. I was a woman. I was married, ready to start a family. I thought, okay, I'm this educated scientist that knows all about reproductive health. It should be easy for me to get pregnant. The fact was it wasn't. Nobody knew what was wrong with me. I was unexplained infertile, which means I couldn't conceive, but nobody knew why. And so we went through a long battle, a couple of years of infertility. We've had 7 miscarriages during the journey. And we were given the only option of doing in vitro fertilization, or IVF, which is a very expensive, very long process to have kids. We ultimately decided to do that. Went through 2 rounds, had my son, who is now 10. After that experience, I decided that I was going to try to figure out what my infertility was, explain the unexplained. And so I used myself as my own guinea pig and really talked to my doctor, tried to figure out what was wrong with me, used my scientific background, realized it was a simple hormone imbalance. Wow. And having that information allowed me to conceive my daughter naturally with the help of a $100 supplement. It was I just needed that little bit of knowledge to get there. And it was like, my mind was blown. I was like, this is amazing.
No.
Like, from that tens of thousands of IVF to a simple $100 supplement to conceive, I had to create a product to educate the women about my problem, to help them.
That is an amazing story. This is something that I would say many women out there take for granted. The ability to conceive, to get pregnant. Yet, this is an issue with women. Is this something that you feel a lot of people don't even talk about? It's kind of hidden because of the fact that there's maybe shame, people wondering what's wrong with me. Is that something that you experienced?
Yes, all the time. Women, we feel like it's our duty as women to have children, and we think that it's something that we're meant to do and we should just be able to do it. And so when it doesn't happen, we feel ashamed. We feel we're not ourselves, we're not women. Yeah. And we don't want to share that because we feel jealous of other women that have kids. And it's not fair, it's not right. And so we keep this all internally. And it's not something that people talk about publicly.
Like you said, it's a physical issue, yet at the same time, it's extremely emotional, extremely mental. This is something that, like you say, a journey that you would want no one else to walk on, and that's the reason you decided to do so. Let me ask you this. When you realized there was an issue, you did what many people can do out there, which is, like you said, go through IVF. It is quite the process, quite a journey. It's expensive. With a success rate of, we're talking about 10 to 40%, depending on the age of the woman. That doesn't seem like a road that many are too excited to walk on.
Oh, yeah, 100%. We were lucky enough that we could afford it. But it takes an emotional toll not only on your pocketbook, but on your marriage, on everything. It's so stressful to put something that's $10,000, $20,000, and if it doesn't work, you just blew your savings account. Plus, you're not a parent, and so for me, I didn't have to do IVF. There was a simpler solution, and so I really wanted to help those other couples dealing with this to say there are other options. You don't have to just rely on this one technology.
That's interesting. Let's jump right in. Share with me how basically hormone levels have an effect on ovulation. How does that whole process take place?
Yeah, absolutely. So Ovulation is a process where the woman will prepare the egg, and then the egg will get released, and then it will be fertilized, hopefully, and then she will conceive. But ovulation is not just, did I produce an egg or not? So you have to have the right hormones to actually support the pregnancy. So products on the market today are ovulation predictor kits. These tell a woman when they're most fertile. When is that egg going to come out and meet the sperm to have the highest chance of conception? But the piece of the puzzle that the women were missing was that your body also has to be prepared to take that fertilized embryo and nourish it and actually become pregnant and stay pregnant. And so that is the role of a separate hormone, which is called progesterone. And so we complement those other tests in the market that help you understand when to have intercourse. We tell you, are you even prepared to have a healthy pregnancy? And are you ovulating properly? So we have an FDA cleared product, the first of its kind, to actually confirm successful ovulation at home.
So you're talking about there's like ovulating, subpar ovulating, like you say, different levels. So, is it safe to say that not all women's cycles are the same? And this probably would cause a lot of confusion for women, not knowing if it's coming, not coming, that type of thing.
Yeah, so we call it weak ovulation versus successful ovulation. So it's not a yes, no, you did or did not. It's how well did you. You can have a healthy ovulatory event and a not so healthy ovulatory event. And it's surprising because women, we're career women. We're waiting longer. We're under more stress because we're not just staying home and cooking dinner for husbands. We have careers. We have other kids at home, a bunch of different responsibilities. And our hormone levels are imbalanced. And so it's a very, very common issue for women. I would say it's up to 30 to 40% of women have this hormone imbalance, which makes it so their body is not optimally ready to receive an embryo and to get pregnant.
That is something. Then comes the solution. This idea was born in your basement. You basically created an FDA approved solution. Walk me through the steps. What happens? How are they able to do this?
Yeah. It was kind of a long process, but I found out that I had this problem that I wasn't making enough progesterone. So I had a very weak ovulation event, and that weak ovulation was creating a bad environment that it was either harder for me to get pregnant or harder for me to stay pregnant. And so my body wasn't producing enough of this particular hormone called progesterone. So typically, if you want to measure progesterone, you have to go into a doctor. You have to get a blood draw because it's a serum. Progesterone is a serum hormone. And so it was like, okay, what do we need to do to give women this technology at home? Can we actually measure this hormone in your urine? And so it's a urine-based test as opposed to doing something in a lab with a blood draw.
Sure.
And so we discovered this hormone called pregnenolone glucuronide, or PDG for short, which is the metabolite of progesterone that you can actually detect in urine. And so what we found is if you measure this in your first urine of the day for 4 days during your cycle, you can understand, is this hormone high enough? And is it high enough long enough to really have a healthy ovulatory cycle?
What a simple solution. When you think about it compared to the other alternative of, you can't go to the doctor every 4 days or 4 days in a row. The ability to basically track the PDG. That has to be, especially in a home situation, that has to be a real breakthrough. A game changer for a lot of women out there. Is it exciting to hand this off to somebody and hear some of the stories already?
Yeah, we've had amazing success. In fact, we've had a lot of doctors come up to us and say this is a better way to track the health of the woman's ovulation at home, especially since COVID has happened and we're trying to do more things at home. Being able to remotely monitor patients, to be able to identify problems sooner and at home and not have to go out to labs. We have thousands of women that we've helped get pregnant, to help advocate to their doctors. It just warms my heart that there's this woman that doesn't understand what's going on and her doctor doesn't understand what's going on. She takes our test, she gets the answer. She feeds it back to her doctor, who says, oh, okay, that's easy to fix. Here's the treatment. And then boom, she's pregnant.
That's amazing. Share with us the basically the difference of the levels in the PDG levels versus LH and how those kind of complement each other to get a great result.
Yeah, so LH is the hormone, luteinizing hormone, which tells a woman when she's most fertile, so when that egg is going to release out of the ovary. Those are called ovulation predictor kits. Those are, at the drugstores, on Amazon. You can find those anywhere. Those surge in the middle of your cycle. After LH surges, you ovulate, the egg, leaves the ovary. And the second thing the ovary needs to do is prepare the body for pregnancy. So it releases a second hormone, PDG, which is increased 7 days after that surge. So basically, to get the complete picture of your cycle, you need to both predict ovulation, your fertile window, with the LH test, and you need to confirm successful ovulation with our PDG test. And so we actually have a product that has both in the same box. That makes it very easy.
With those two together, we're talking about a 99% accurate results, which is amazing when it's only done in 5 minutes. This makes it really easy for people, and even more so, it makes it so much affordable compared to some of the alternatives like you said you had to do. Are people pretty excited that they can literally order something online and stay in the privacy of their own home?
Yeah, that was very, very important to us. So our FDA clearance was for at-home use because it was very important for women to have this information at their fingertips so that they can help advocate for treatment with their doctors if they found some type of imbalance. So we're on Amazon, we're at Target, we're on our own website, we're at the FSA store. We try to make it very accessible and affordable for women to track these things because it's very, very important.
As I was researching the product, I mean, quite honestly, it's 4 simple steps even a guy could do. You're basically collect, dip, wait, and then read the results. Once you do that, you're able to basically plan your reproductive life. I mean, like you said, it's quite empowering for somebody to realize that this is something they can do easily at their fingertips.
Yeah, I mean, fertility is a lot of times a black box. We go through the motions, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we have absolutely no idea why, and we want to know answers. And so this is, ovulatory disorders are the #1 cause of infertility in the U.S. #1 cause. And so if we can help you detect these early on and give you that empowerment and that knowledge so that you can go ask for help sooner, or you can at least check it off the list. Oh, yep, ovulating properly. Let's look at something else. It's this knowledge that makes a couple feel so much more in control of their journey that they actually can succeed and be parents faster.
Absolutely. Obviously the benefits are there. It's a no-brainer for anyone out there who is trying to conceive. What about somebody who's not trying to conceive, but they just want to regulate? They want to monitor the reproductive health, ovulation, to be able to give that information to a doctor. Is that something that is good to do for your well-being?
Yeah, so the menstrual cycle is the 5th vital sign for women. It is so important. Hormones are what make women women. And when hormones are out of balance, it causes PMS, it causes heavy periods, it causes painful periods. Women going through perimenopause, it's because their body is not ovulating properly. These hormones are off balance. And so we're actually launching a whole line of products to help women understand their hormones and to get them back in balance so they can live their best lives. So, our menstrual cycle is so integral to who we are as women, and it affects our daily lives, that monitoring the health of your ovulation is going to help a woman do better, not only to conceive and be pregnant, but also to get through life in those stressful situations and get through menopause.
The journey from your first child to your second one, like night and day, so different, not only in the cost, but in the stress and everything like that. Is this rewarding for you as you continue to make this product available for people out there? And do you enjoy reading the reviews and seeing and maybe getting on the community site that you've created and hearing all these stories out there?
Yeah, I mean, this is the success stories are why we do it. Having a company, inventing a product, going through the FDA process is not easy.
No.
It's very, very stressful. Sometimes I just really want to just give up, shut the door, and go home. But seeing the success stories and seeing the impact that we're having, we've built a community of over 5,000 women that talk to each other and they support each other and they give each other advice and it's so amazing to see and to be part of it and to know that we're helping create lives and change lives. It's just, if I didn't have that, I would not do this anymore. I would be gone.
Very exciting. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. On the bottom of the screen, you're going to see their website. Obviously, on the website, learn more about the company and basically see how easy it is to order one of these kits. We're talking about a perfect fertility hormone tracking pair right here that will help you plan your reproductive life and maybe even better your well-being as well. I mean, basically, say goodbye to the guesswork. We're talking about something that's simple, it's innovative, it is affordable for you. It's done all in the privacy of your own home. I mean, this is something that probably women years ago would have loved to have, and she obviously would have loved to have even on your first child. It is great that you can order it right there online. This is a company that began right here in Boulder, Colorado. Once again, that is MFB Fertility. This is Gary Atencia with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.